The Shoebox City. Max loved making things. He spent hours building castles from cardboard, robots from tin cans, and even a spaceship from an old cereal box. But his favorite project was the tiny city he built for his school competition. It was made from a shoebox, complete with tiny paper houses, streets lined with painted pebbles, and little lamp posts fashioned from toothpicks and beads. Max named it Pebbleton. "This is my best creation yet," he said, carefully placing a tiny park bench next to a painted pond. That night, Max placed Pebbleton on his desk and went to bed, dreaming about how proud his teacher would be. But as the clock struck midnight, something extraordinary happened. A soft golden light glowed from the shoebox, and Max's creation came to life. The tiny paper houses stood tall, their windows shining warmly. Little pebble people emerged from the houses, chatting and laughing as they strolled along the painted streets. Max's park buzzed with life, and the lampposts cast a gentle glow. Max woke to the faint hum of activity. Rubbing his eyes, he blinked at the sight of his shoebox city, now bustling with tiny residents. "What is going on?" he whispered. One of the pebble people, wearing a tiny red hat, looked up at Max and waved. "Good morning, Max," he called. "You built Pebbleton, so you're in charge. Welcome to your city." Max's eyes widened. He had built plenty of things before, but never anything that came to life. "What do you need me to do?" he asked. The pebble person adjusted his red hat. "We have a problem. There's a shadow creeping into Pebbleton. It's blocking the light and making the houses cold. Can you help us?" Max frowned and looked closer at the city. Sure enough, a dark shadow loomed over one corner, stretching across the streets and swallowing the light. "I'll fix it," Max promised. He got to work right away. First, he inspected the shoebox and realized the shadow came from a tear in the lid. Light from the desk lamp couldn't reach Pebbleton properly. "I need to patch this up," Max muttered. Using tape, colored paper, and a bit of glue, Max repaired the tear and added a skylight to the lid. The golden glow returned to the darkened streets, and the pebble people cheered. "Thank you, Max," the pebble person said with a grin. Max smiled, but his job wasn't done. "If Pebbleton is going to stay safe, I need to make it stronger," he said. He added new walls to the edges of the shoebox to protect the city and used a clear plastic sheet to cover the park, keeping it safe from dust. That evening, Max watched Pebbleton thrive under its new improvements. The pebble people danced in the park, visited the tiny library he had built, and waved up at him as he looked on. Before he went to bed, Max leaned in close to the shoebox. "Good night, Pebbleton," he whispered. "Good night, Max," the pebble people replied in unison. The next day at school, Max brought Pebbleton to the competition. As he carried the shoebox into the classroom, he thought he heard faint cheers from inside. The judges were amazed. "This is incredible work, Max," his teacher said. "The detail, the creativity, it's as if the city has a life of its own." Max smiled, knowing the secret he shared with Pebbleton. He won first prize, but more importantly, he had learned how much care and responsibility it took to nurture something special. At home that evening, Max placed Pebbleton back on his desk. The city glowed softly, and the pebble people gathered in the park to celebrate. "You've built more than a city," the pebble person in the red hat said. "You built a home." Max beamed. "And I'll always look after it." From that day on, Max and Pebbleton shared many adventures, proving that even the smallest creations could hold the biggest magic.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more free songs, stories, and quizzes.